Hello Mxgp, the official motocross video game players, and hello real motocross racers. My name is Noodle. I'm an ex-motocross racer, and I am currently doing commentaries on this new game that has been released, Mxgp, the official motocross video game. And I love this game so much because the physics in this game are realistic enough where I can actually do commentaries and teach real motocross doctrine while doing the same. So this video pretty much applies to both, except it's animated, it's a video game. But what I am going to teach you about going through the whoops today will work on a real bike with real tires, real dirt, and real foot pegs, and will work in Mxgp, the video game, as well. And let's start off here by talking about the whoop sections. There are two ways to generally go through a whoop section on any given track. You can either skim them by traversing across the top of each whoop, or you can jump through them by jumping through them double, triple, however the rhythm depends on the whoop section. And the ways to determine which are faster, there are many ways to determine. The vertical size of them is a big way to determine which is faster. If they're really tall, you might want to jump through them. And then also, if they're really tall and really far apart, you're probably going to want to jump through them. But if they're tall and close together, the depth of them doesn't matter as much and you might be able to skim them. Are they uphill or are they downhill? That makes a big difference as well. If they're uphill or downhill, it's much harder to skim through a whoop section that way. You're probably going to want to develop a rhythm through that whoop section and jump them. What are their shape? Are they more rolling or are they sharper? More rolling whoops, generally, you can select either way. You can skim them or jump them. But if they're sharper and closer together, you're probably going to want to skim the whoops. But what are a few keys to whoop sections? How do you develop your rhythm, develop what you're going to do in the race, in this game or in real life? First of all, in practice, you should walk the track if you're in real life, or in this game, just practice. Find your rhythm in jumping the whoops. Maybe some of them you can double, maybe some of them you're triple, whatever, depends how long the whoop sections are. And for one, keep your weight over the back of the bike. Pick a good gear coming into the whoops. If you're in the video game and you're using manual transmission, make sure you're in the proper gear. You do not want to shift while in the middle of whoop sections. You will fail doing that. And for real racers out there, keep the front of your boots, almost your tiptoes, pretty much the ball of your foot, on the foot pegs. You want to keep your feet very far back on the foot pegs. You watch all pro racers, and when I used to race, used to watch pro racers before I was at a high level in slow motion, and you watch every single one of them keeps their feet all the way back on the foot pegs. You do not want the middle of your foot on the peg, because it will set you off balance, your balance will not be correct, and you will not have a successful run through the whoops. And when you're coming at a whoop section and you're going to skim them, the key is to make sure you're straight. Coming at a whoop section and you're going to skim sideways will more than likely keep your back end off center, and you will not have as fast of a run through them, and you may get out of the skim of them, and you may end up just jumping through them and losing time. This applies in the video game as well. But when you're going to jump through a whoop section, you can come at it sideways, because when you're in midair, you have time to correct for a rear end that's off tilt, and you can just correct as you go through the whoops. And the very last thing is commit. If you're going to jump through them or you're going to skim the whoops, commit to it, keep the throttle on, and don't stop until you're out of that whoop section. Don't get halfway through the whoops, wimp out, and decide you're going to do something else, because more than likely that won't work very well. There are some whoop sections in the world where some you have to jump through and some you have to skim. It's individual to each section, but make sure you know what you're going to do before you get into it so you can have the most successful run through the whoops. I hope this video helped you guys out. Subscribe for more. My name is Noodle, and until next time, always remember, use your noodle, and stop back next week for my tutorial on how to skim the signs at the side of the racetrack.